So I got a lot of feedback from last week's show. Most everybody was just like, dude, you're like the most handsome and the funniest guy out of all of them.
That's what my sister told me.
Yeah.
Told me about myself,
I mean, well,
though.
you know. Welcome to Medium Rare. This is the podcast where our thoughts are half-baked and our conversation is well done. I am your host. Apparently that wasn't... people didn't realize that I was the actual host on our last few episodes, so obviously I'll be talking a lot. So I'm Brett. I'm here with...
Alex, and I am emotionally unavailable right now.
Our producer...
Daniel.
our guest producer Dan, and then next
Sahil, the resident minority.
Okay. And then finally,
and then there's Tucker. That's me.
Yep.
All right.
That's you.
Yep.
There we go.
All right. So,
it is the third episode, so I have to say it 3 times.
Okay.
Who wants to go first on their weekly story? What happened to him this week that you want to talk about?
I can start.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's more of it's happened plenty of times before, but it's just whenever I'm driving and then someone starts cleaning their windows in front of me when we're going like 50 miles per hour.
While you're
and then
driving?
like doing like the window wipers and the water and they're cleaning their windows, and I'm behind them and I didn't ask for my windows to get cleaned because then I get
people do that when you're driving too close to them.
No, I'm not even
really?
that close.
Yeah.
The water is just flying because we're going so fast. And I'm sitting there just wiping my windows with them because I didn't even ask for it. And it happens all the time.
Hey, it's free washer
Maybe
fluid.
It's free, yeah, I guess, but I didn't ask for
It's
it.
secondhand.
Maybe
There's no
secondhand
close.
smoke.
There was no consent.
That's secondhand smoke. That ain't cool.
That is pretty inconsiderate. I guess they might not know.
All right, I have. Is that it?
I mean, really, I just had to get that. That was on my.
That's fine.
That was on my soapbox. I just had to talk about it for a second.
I appreciate you bringing that to our attention.
So don't do that.
No. So I was at the gym today, and I frequent the gym often.
Really?
Sahil and I work out together, so I'm sure he'll have a lot to say. But so I was working out with a buddy of mine, Kevin. We all know Kevin from last week's episode. He is our he's on Tinder a lot. He's the guy that we were making fun of.
Yep.
Bless you, Kevin.
No. So
Wait, before he says anything, Kevin is a shooter. Like, shooters shoot. He is the textbook definition of a shooter.
Okay, can you
We're gonna have to
explain
go over
what
that
the
one
textbook
later.
Yeah,
definition
maybe
of
we'll have to go over that again. But shooters shoot, and Kevin's a shooter.
no, Kevin does not. He clearly doesn't care about anything, and we try to tell him to change, and he won't. So anyway, we're working out together, and we're on like a cable machine, and I'm sitting down because I'm waiting on him to finish his set. He gets off the machine. I get up to go to the machine, and this middle-aged man walks up and starts using it. I'm in my third set or whatever. I legit... All right, I'm going to have to move away from my mic, so I'm going to have to use Alex's. I got this close to him, and I just stared at him for a while until he got done.
I'm scared now.
The man then turned away from me and walked away.
Oh, no.
Dude, I cannot express how much anger. My body was hot.
You don't like when people steal your gym equipment?
Yeah, there's that. Well, yeah, that's what happened. That's literally. Did you just say like that?
Yeah, you don't like that?
Oh, I don't like that. No, I thought you were saying, oh yeah, like when people steal your gym equipment.
No, that's
That's what happened. No, but yeah, no, I don't like that at all.
Oh,
It's not even like
Also-
it's uncommon. That happened when I was working out with you like 2 days ago.
Bro, as far that was really funny. So he'll just kind of accepted it, but as I had to stand my ground because I was walking to it, so I just stopped where I was walking because he got way too close to me anyway. Regardless, there's that, and then also I walked into the locker room today, and there's just an old man with his leg hiked up, no clothes on, blow drying his pee-pee and his balls.
How else
I
you
don't
gonna do it?
that in my home, so I don't know why he's doing it in a public bathroom. So, yeah, I didn't have a good day or a good week at the gym. But you guys go ahead. Anybody else have any stories?
Well, with the gym too, I know someone had sent something to our little group message, and it was that video of the dude that had his stuff like his like shirt and bag on the equipment. Like, how do you feel? Does that happen a lot at the gym? Because I don't go to the
video
gym.
is
Wait, sorry, go ahead.
Can I explain it? Okay, so the video is basically sorry, I didn't mean to be smart. The video is basically like this one older guy is working out.
It's always old white guys.
Yes, and he's big. I mean, like he's maybe roids, I don't know, but he's lifting right, and he's in the middle of his set, and then the guy comes over to him and is like, hey, are you using this bench? Hey, are you using this bench? And the guy's in the middle of a set, so he's not going to answer because he's like lifting some heavy stuff. So the guy walks over, picks up his stuff, and tosses it off the bench. And the guy calmly puts down his weights, turns around, and immediately just starts wailing on the kid. Like, just absolutely destroying him.
It'd be like that.
But
I wanted to do that to that man who got in my way, dude. When you're in the middle of working out, it's just like I'm already mad at everyone there, and then that happened. So it'd be like that sometimes.
Speaking of beating old people, that video of that old man just eating it at Chick-fil-A.
Nah, dude, that hurt my feelings.
He got torn apart.
No, it
Well, you know,
matter.
Chick-fil-A workers are like really nice.
Yeah,
You
they're
know
the
he had
nicest.
to have done something.
Yeah, I mean,
You know he
That
did.
guy's guilty. Is
He's
that what you're
guilty.
saying?
He's
He's
guilty. I mean,
guilty.
basically.
because a Chick-fil-A employee was beating him
they're
up.
too
broke-
godly, bro. They're just
Yeah, man, he
angelic.
broke
My
a Christian
fiance
man.
used to work there, so she's perfect. Anyway,
Amen.
But what
Amen.
was the story? Wait, were we talking about a weekly story thing?
He was just asking.
I was
you
asking
if that
about the
happens
gym.
to you a
Oh, if
lot.
that happens, no.
Wow.
I've never seen somebody get the shit beat out
Well,
of
I meant
them.
like putting their stuff on equipment and then
Oh yeah, well yeah, that stuff happens.
Not like
all
getting the
time.
shit beat out of
It's
them.
because we go to a commercial gym, so that's on us. Really, we should go to a better gym, but I'm poor.
My membership is still free, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna ride
mine
that
is
out
too.
as long as I can.
But if like, I mean, if you're putting your stuff on something, if you see someone's stuff
Yeah, if
on that
somebody's
bench, you
stuff
should
is
know.
on it,
Don't touch it.
Put it on the ground. But the thing is like a lot of people don't understand gym etiquette. So like, if you're gonna just steal my equipment, you obviously don't care.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but you shouldn't also, like, I've seen people in the gym. I don't go that often, but I go occasionally.
I don't
Bless
go.
you.
I don't go.
Where somebody
why I didn't know.
somebody will be using like the lat pull down, and then on the other side of the gym is like a curl machine, and they'll just wander between like four things.
Oh, that's
doing
a
like
bet.
a circuit. But you'll go to use something, and they'll be like,
No, you can't use
"Hey
that.
man, I'm using that." And I'm
I
like,
don't-
"You're 50 feet away right now, man."
You're
Yeah.
using it. You're
not-
using something else
That's
right
different.
now.
When you
Or
like
they'll be,
sit
like-
your stuff on it, go to the bathroom and come back, and your
Oh,
stuff has been
well,
put
yeah.
on the ground, and they're
Using
doing
it, yeah.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Don't
that
do
depends.
that.
How long were you in the bathroom? Because if you sit your stuff
I go to
on
take a piss for like 20 seconds. I don't wait that long in between sets.
Yeah,
My
but
set
there are people that'll
rest is
put like
30
their
seconds.
gym bag on a bench and then go use something else.
No, see, that's I don't like
Or
that.
gym
I don't do
etiquette.
a lot of circuit.
So there's a mix
training.
up there.
All
Like,
right,
how
whatever,
can you
Dan.
tell?
Whatever, Dan. Shut
Let
up.
me just tell you.
I mean,
the
I guess
worst.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
shut
matter.
up, Dan.
No,
Yeah, I know about the gym.
no, I'll tell you about this one time. I was just on this piece of equipment, and when I finished my set, I was just sitting on the ground, like in front of it, because I was just tired, like in front of it. This old lady came and sat on the machine, and I was like, "Oh, she's just gonna do a set, and I'll just ask her if I can work in." No, she just sat there, like as a chair. Like,
Yeah, man.
that was her chair.
Look,
bro.
okay, I'm done talking about the gym because I don't want this whole podcast to be about the gym. But I
It's
do want to
actually-
say,
our new podcast
I
is
do
about
want to
working
say,
out.
Tucker, I'm going to lose my point. Hold on, I lost it. Hold
you
on,
really?
no. But I do want to say, like, if you're on the equipment, use the equipment, and if you don't know how to use it, either look it up on your phone or on the computer at home and use it properly, or just look up at the little picture.
There's a little sign, yeah,
There's a little picture there that tells you how to use it.
Or ask
Anyway,
someone.
Do we
All
have
right,
anything not gym related?
Yeah,
I
I'll
got it.
talk about my week.
Well,
Let's do it.
Okay, you
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
I had to reach into my trunk to get some shoes, and I couldn't reach it. So I went in the back, opened it,
I thought that was the end.
and I usually keep a candle in my car because you never know when that'll come in handy.
Like a wax candle?
Yeah, like a wax candle. So I opened it, and it had
My man's living in 1889.
About, me and Tucker
there
got
was,
some
there was a
candle
blue
stories.
candle in the back of my car.
Oh,
in the back
that's
of
a
my
good
car.
one.
I opened my trunk and it looked like a Smurf busted a nut all over the back.
The candle melted because it was hot.
Glue.
Yeah, it's so hot that it just melted. And
That sucks.
it was really inconvenient cleaning up. That's about all I
Don't
have
keep
to say.
candles in your car, I guess.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story.
Wax melts.
It does.
That just brings me to my long-winded point. Don't put candles in your trunk.
I also
Copy
got a
that.
blanket back there, you know what I'm saying?
That blanket ruined, cuz.
True.
Tucker, you
On
got... Oh, wait,
God.
Tucker, did you already go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan,
So,
you got yours.
I got a story. I thought it was funny. My friend did not think it was funny.
Well, I want to clarify that Dan is the worst storyteller of all time.
I was going to get to that.
Go for it.
I was going to lead with, by the way, I'm a terrible storyteller. Now I don't have to. Even though I just said it.
That's why I'm your host.
So, first off, background information. I'm a junior. My name's Daniel Durham.
Oh, I thought you meant in high school or something.
No,
clearly a grown
so I
man.
have the same name as my dad. My dad just passed away like a week ago. But my buddy called me last night. I just got a phone call from him. Haven't talked to him in a while. And I answer it, and I'm like, hello, what's up? And he's like, oh, thank God. Oh, man. I thought you were dead. I was like, what? And he was like, oh yeah, somebody tagged you on Facebook, memorial service for Daniel Durham. And I was like,
Oh my God.
he was like, I was about to like start crying here, man. And I was so worried. And I was like, nah, man, that was just my dad.
Oh my God, dude. This is so sad.
And I just could not stop laughing at him. And he was like,
Speaking of dads, I want to say happy birthday, Dad.
Oh, you
man.
suck.
No, dude, listen, if it weren't for my dad, this whole podcast wouldn't be here. So I just want to thank my dad. Our producer, Jesse's having a good time.
Bless all the dads
it was just
around the world.
real funny. He was
Your dad is with us in spirit, and we love him and cherish him.
No, he was
We love
a
and
great
cherish
guy.
him.
He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Bless.
Word.
But the point of the story was that my friend thought that I died, and I laughed at him.
It's always good. It's always good
and,
to
then,
laugh.
and then he said, man, I was sitting over here worried about somebody that I obviously don't even give a shit about. I was like, whatever, man. I thought it was funny. I was sick to my stomach over here, worried.
That whole story broke my heart. Everything, even my interjection.
I was like, years from now, this will be one of those stories where we'll be like, remember that time you thought I died? And he was like, yeah, I'm sure we'll do that.
No, it was just my dad.
My dad really thought that I was going to do like a great introduction for him. So for his birthday today, the day that we're recording this. So I hope that was good enough for you, Dad.
Love you, Dad.
Love you, Pop.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, we're gonna move into the this week's news stories, and it looks like we have a lot of Florida man news stories. So
Bless.
I want to do one of these. Florida man arrested for practicing karate by kicking swans in the head.
Very good, very good.
I have a similar article, but continue.
That's it. He kicked swans and got arrested. I mean, there's no better way to practice karate than just kicking a swan right in the head.
I mean, I really don't like most water-dwelling birds.
we don't condone animal abuse.
No, we don't.
Here on the Medium Rare Podcast.
Maybe he
then-
thought they were ugly ducklings.
Oh, hell.
Oh man, that
Rip.
yeah.
Am I the only one that thought that was funny?
Yes, you are. I didn't even
okay.
think it was funny, and I said it.
The next article. This one is kind of old, but I've seen it a few times. Florida man claims he didn't drink while driving because he was doing it only while stopped at a traffic light.
Hey.
Or at traffic lights. So he found a loophole in the law.
My man's actually out here. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not
Like
wrong.
21st is coming up.
Proud of him. He's very angry that he got arrested.
We don't
He kind of
condone.
looked like Thomas the Turtle.
We don't condone drinking while driving or in a vehicle at all. Continue.
Yeah, that too.
Just do it outside of your
Um,
vehicle.
My favorite
Just drink outside of it.
My favorite one so far is Florida man charged for eating pancakes in the middle of the road. There's a picture. There's a picture of a man with like a one of those trays that you would eat your dinner on.
A TV tray.
Yeah.
A TV tray.
Sitting on a chair
In the middle of the road.
of a crosswalk, eating pancakes.
With that big ass bottle of syrup.
He's chowing down,
boy,
too.
he's
A man's got to eat.
Wait, can we describe?
Hands?
He's wearing like slip-on like home shoes.
I think he's got a fork.
and green pants.
My man
I
brought
like
a
those
fork.
pants.
Bro, he's wearing his pajamas.
That's a Kevin outfit.
It's breakfast.
No, Kevin
Kevin will
has
be
to
wearing
have
swim
like
trunks or something.
he has to have the most clashing of shirts that he could find for those pants. That's the only way it would be a Kevin outfit. Okay, Sahil, you got a few?
Florida man attempts to cash a $368 billion check. He had to write the zeros on the side of the check.
It's
like-
scrolling down.
It's going
He
around
looks like
the,
the kind of he
the
looks
liner.
like
Yeah, he looks like he would try and cash a $368
He's asleep.
Is he
in his
conscious?
mug.
Is he conscious?
This mugshot looks like they just like picked him up off the ground unconscious and sat him up and took a picture.
Also, he got the date wrong and he had to change the 5 to a 6. So I just want to point that out.
It just says 2 and then some scribbles with the TH next to it.
That's a specific number, though. Was it 38 million?
wanna-
36 million?
No, I got him.
Yeah, 368 million.
And I just
Billion,
rounded up
billion.
to 500 bill.
Yeah, billion.
Bill.
Oh, it's
yeah.
literally right there. I was reading the actual number, but it's in the article. Go ahead, Zil. You got another one?
Tuck's got this one.
Well, I've seen this one a couple of times. I'm sure you guys have too. But Florida man on drugs kills imaginary friend and turns himself in.
Dude,
Holy-
he's so
my
defeated.
It's sad, though. It's really sad.
His mugshot, I really just want to hug him because the poor guy's so sad that
Aw.
his friend is dead.
He really
he killed
does look
him.
like he's sobbing.
He killed his imaginary
he's
friend.
defeated. He is actually crying.
Rest in peace, the imaginary
I
friend.
want to know
We
his
love him.
imaginary friend's name, what he looked like, what he wore.
I had
every
an
day.
imaginary friend named Broccoli when I was a kid.
Man,
Broccoli.
You got
He
really
lived in the
creative
woods.
with the name.
Exactly the words that were coming out of my mouth.
Was he like a
It's like you
broccoli?
just took whatever you were looking at the table and you were like, water bottle.
No, he lived
my
out
friend's
in the
name.
woods, and broccoli looks like little trees.
Okay.
Is that,
Right.
is that what he was? Was like a little piece of broccoli?
Is he
or-
here with us, Dan?
I don't remember.
Dan.
Is he with
I
us now?
was young.
Dan.
Is he here?
Dan, is he here with us today?
broccoli? If you were
no.
here,
He passed away.
Rest
I
in
killed
peace.
him.
We do love and
Tables are
cherish
shaking.
him.
No, I just want to know what happened when like he told the police that he killed his friend and they showed up to like the crime scene or the supposed crime
he's
scene.
dead
like,
right here.
Y'all don't see him?
His imaginary blood's all over the place.
Oh man, I have it all over me.
My imaginary murder weapon's over here.
Oh
Show it
my
to you real
god.
quick.
All right, is that it? We got any more?
There's one good one.
I got one.
Yeah, you go
Not
ahead.
a Florida man. Mississippi homecoming queen. She won the homecoming.
Game? Like the game-winning point?
No, she won
Well,
homecoming
she
queen.
won homecoming queen, and then went out, changed into her football gear because she kicks for the football team and kicked the winning point
Man,
Oh,
good for her.
for the
Bless.
varsity game.
That's pretty
Girl,
dope.
you pop
That's a beautiful story.
That's a come up story right there.
Yeah,
Disney,
you know.
like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
I think I saw a Disney thing about that, except it was an Asian girl, not a white girl.
No, I think that was soccer. That was a soccer thing.
No, I think you're thinking about the table tennis. No, I didn't.
Let's go ahead and give
Balls of Fury?
Let's give Sahil that
think that
This is
was-
why I'm not gonna accept the racist gun because I remember that vividly.
Oh, so
put that
Disney.
back down.
I think the true owner of the racist gun is Disney. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they've owned that gun for a long time.
They have.
Shouts out Disney.
They sure have. I just want to clarify
Rip James
for
gun.
anybody who doesn't know, the ray gun is our racist gun. So anytime we say anything that it could be politically incorrect, that person receives the racist gun.
On God, that's how it be.
All right, Alex, you got a story?
Okay, yeah. This one closely relates to your first Florida man article. It's called, the title is Man Fined $124 for Kicking Seagull That Ate Cheeseburger.
Oh wow.
It lit. I mean, it's it's just, if someone eats your cheeseburger,
You kick them.
regardless of their species, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
mean
More
their
animal
genus?
abuse.
Wait,
Man's
it
gotta
could've been-
eat.
It's seagull. It could have been Florida. I'm gonna
That
look.
sounds like
Hampton
Florida.
Beach. Where's Hampton Beach?
Sounds like Florida.
No, that might be California.
It could be. Okay, but continue.
Well, does anybody have anything else to say before we get into our main topic? Or our main segment?
I'd probably hit someone if they took my food.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, like, does anybody have anything left, like, important? Okay.
Okay.
No.
All right,
Important.
so our main segment is the medium rare segment,
Right.
where we talk about things that we wouldn't normally know about, and we research it throughout the week. We come back, and nobody knows what we're going to talk about, and then we just talk about it, learn, teach our audience, teach each other. So my topic, we're going to go, today will probably be our last random subject episode. We might continue it later on, but we're going to do more themes and things like that. So next week we're going to have some different themes you guys will see, and then hopefully progressively keep with that, I guess.
Right.
Okay, so like my first subject is The Simpsons for today.
Oh, bless.
Nice.
I honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I was looking for a book to read, and I found this book called The Springfield Confidential, which is written by one of the writers for The Simpsons, and he just talks about the history of The Simpsons, talks about everything that went on behind the scenes and whatnot. I don't really...
Does he explain why they're yellow?
Yes, actually, I
Yeah.
got that in here.
I learned that from Wizard.
And is there a Simpsons episode?
Yeah, they did I think as a series that they did.
Really?
On Wizard and the Bruiser.
I was trying to find one, I couldn't find it. But so if any of my facts are wrong, you can
I can, yeah.
let me know.
He'll call you out on it.
So I mean, pretty much everybody here knows what the Simpsons are and like their history and or like what the show's about. Every episode is random, so like you could just jump in wherever you want. I grew up with the Simpsons. I love the Simpsons. So the most interesting part of the show was Matt Groening. Excuse me. Matt Groening didn't even know that he was going to make what he was going to do. He was going into a meeting with the head of Fox at the time, and somebody came up to him and was like, "I'm so excited to hear what you have to pitch or whatever, what your idea is." And he was like, I have nothing. So he stresses, he freaks out, he grabs a piece of paper and he just starts writing down, he created like the most iconic cartoon show within seconds, just before he walks into the office of the head of Fox, which I thought was insane. But he based all the characters on like his family.
Right.
So
yeah, I remember that.
His dad's name is Homer, his mom Marge, and then his sisters Maggie and Lisa.
And he's supposed to be Bart, right?
Well,
Pretty much.
There's controversy that it's either him or his brother Mark is Bart. But he says he just created the character just because.
That's
Right.
nuts.
Do you have something? Oh, that's what you were saying. I thought you had.
Clickhole has a really good video about understanding Bart Simpson.
Clickhole has some great videos. Yeah.
The essence of Bart is annoying.
Yep.
Well,
No,
not
Clickhole,
wrong.
legit. Clickhole. If you go on Clickhole, we're not going to get her on a rant on that, but there's some great stuff on there. It's
We'll
just
probably
like the
end up doing
onion.
a segment on it.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
like
bless.
We
the
ever do
onion.
like a YouTube channel
Yeah.
themed episode?
Yeah. So yeah, what was I gonna go with? Sorry. So yeah, the opening credits, they always included Bart, and he was writing on the chalkboard, and like for the first few episodes, they had like 4 different variations of what Bart was writing, and then eventually people thought that, or they saw that like people wouldn't watch it if they saw the same thing that Bart was writing, so they just assumed it was a rerun. So
Right.
they changed it. Now every single episode he's writing something different. I thought that was really cool. And then like the closing credits, one thing that they said, because like the writers for the show wrote for Alf, the show Alf, and Alf was like the first show to ever really talk about other shows. Like they talked about the Cosby Show at the time, and like it was the only show that
Referenced other
watched
stuff.
television, because that was what Matt Groening said. Like Alf, like all television characters don't seem to watch any television.
Is
And
that
so, like,
breaking the fourth wall? Technically,
in a way,
Yeah.
sort of.
It's
more of like,
acknowledgement.
it's just like make it more relatable for the audience, I guess.
Okay, I have a quick question
Yeah.
about Alf. Is Alf the show? Did you listen to the
That's
Wizard
the-
of Wizard
Alf is the show with the little brown,
That brown alien.
thing with like an elephant tusk.
He looks like an anteater,
Not
sort of.
tusk.
Oh, okay. It's not the original.
Elephant
Like
trunk. You're
it's not
right.
like the original Simpsons where they came from, right? Because the like. Originally, The Simpsons were
well,
on
a
like
lot of the,
something.
like I said, two of the writers for that show worked for The Simpsons,
Right.
and then also like he was a heavy inspiration, but I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Anyway, but like in talking about that, the end section of the credits was always like it always referenced other shows. So like we all here love Rick and Morty, correct?
Yep.
Rick and Morty's been on it. Game of Thrones. Excuse me.
All
a lot
pop
of
culture
different
TV
pop
shows.
culture references, which I love because when I love crossovers in any kind of genre, it's
yeah.
always cool to
Yeah.
see like other characters from other shows and showing like they're all part of that same world. So I always liked the credit scenes for The Simpsons is like one of the few shows that I actually watch it all the way through.
Basically, Marvel of
so-
TV show.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
They thought that the show would never go past 6 episodes, and it ended up. I mean, it's still going on today.
Still going on
Yeah,
today.
it's been like
Yeah.
300 and something episodes now.
It's like 20 plus
no, It's
years.
like 650
Oh
something
my
episodes.
God.
Yeah.
It's like One Piece.
It's over 20 years.
It's like One Piece but American.
I was always more of a Futurama kind of guy.
Yeah, I like Futurama a lot. Not a big fan of the Netflix show. What is it called?
Disenchantment?
Disenchantment. Yeah, not crazy
I
about
haven't
it,
checked
but
it out yet.
South Park.
I love Matt Groening and all of his work. Let me see.
So why are they yellow? Unless you're gonna
Yeah,
cover that.
Oh, yeah.
you just that's all you care about.
Let's just get
into
into
that.
really
I've been
interesting
on the
fact.
edge of my seat.
So I might be wrong. I might have misheard. So if I'm wrong, correct me. But
I
let
do
me
remember
find
what it
the
is.
answer. So why the Simpsons are yellow is because Bart, Lisa, and Maggie don't have a hairline, and so the animators chose yellow. So no one knew like where their nobody knew that until the writers found that out. But what is there more to it than
yeah,
that?
from what I heard, it was that someone had informed the artist that they wanted absolutely anyone, as soon as they flipped on the show, they would know immediately what show it was just by looking at the characters because they were yellow, and like no other show at the time had like yellow characters like that, and that like just popped for TV the way the colors were. So you knew immediately you were watching The Simpsons as soon as you turned the channel.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
That they also did talk about that too.
Yeah.
I should have put that in here. I'm glad you're here, Alex.
No, I'm glad I listened to Wisdom the Bruiser about this.
Yeah, I was looking for that episode. Anyway, there's actually a guy who lives in Macon, Georgia, that's named Homer Simpson that works at a nuclear power plant.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Very
and
nice.
and the writer of the book was like, that poor guy living in Macon, Georgia. And we're based out here in Atlanta, so we can confirm that poor guy lives in Macon, Georgia.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
Can I say something? I like Macon, Georgia. I didn't know they had a nuclear power plant. That's scary, but
Yeah.
Macon's a nice town. I like Macon.
Pope Benedict endorsed The Simpsons, which was really funny because he endorsed it right after they did an episode, or just before they did an episode where Homer gets sodomized.
Oh,
What
oh, word.
on earth?
It'd be like
Nice.
that sometimes.
What are the odds?
Do it?
France was offended by the show because in the first season Bart goes to France and it was very offensive to them. So it took them 17 years to re-air the show. Over there.
France, out of all places,
The entire
right?
country?
Oh yeah! Oh wow! France is being an asshole about something. That's crazy,
No, but, like,
dude.
like,
We love you, France.
Go ahead, I'll take the gun.
no, I mean we're talking about the same country that has like the most offensive what's it called? Magazine.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Hebdo. Like
Yeah,
That's
they
crazy.
didn't like
but
the
they
Simpsons,
have good
though.
bread, so it's fine.
they
Yeah.
do be having.
Yes,
good
bless
bread.
you. And escargot, thank you.
Oh yeah,
I had to
escargot.
explain what a baguette was at work the other day. That was fun.
Bread.
So
It's just
a
it's
lot
just
of-
bread.
What was
Yeah.
interesting?
It's just bread.
can we get off of bread
Back to the
for a minute?
Simpsons.
No, but a couple of writers on the show included Conan O'Brien. He was one of the writers for
That's right.
for a while, and Judd Apatow. I don't know if Judd Apatow was actually a writer or if he was. I mean, he
Just
was
had
a
creative
part
input.
Of, yeah, he was a part of the show. They didn't really specify it in the book. But yeah, so I had a couple of my favorite episodes. If you guys want to interject, me and Tucker really bonded over our love for Wiggum and Ralph.
Oh
His
yeah,
son
that's always
Ralph.
good.
His son Ralph is fantastic.
Funny.
I'm gonna
He's
say
a
that
special
for one of
breed.
you guys, huh?
He's a special breed.
Dude, I love him so much. My favorite episode, the episode that stuck with me the most from my childhood was when Ralph goes, "Why doesn't anyone like me?" And then a wet stain just grows on his pants. He just pees his pants, and then it just cuts to another thing.
Story of my life.
Another one that was great was when Wiggum goes undercover in high school. My buddy Anthony was just watching this episode, or that episode of The Simpsons, not too long ago. And
21 Jump Street episode.
Well, he sent me a clip of it, and I was like, "Oh, I remember that." When he goes to high school, Sahil, you can lean forward. You don't have to like stand up.
I don't. I was like trying to see you. I was like, which way? How am I gonna see him today?
No, but he goes undercover and he's like, "Hey guys, do you know where I can find any meth?" or something like that. And they're like, "What are you, a cop?" And he turns around and he's like, "Hey, don't disrespect me like that. I'm the cop here, not you." And then his partner's just like, "Oh man." He's like, "Oh shoot, my cover." That's a great one. And then there's one, the last one was, and they talked about this one in the book a lot. Lisa goes to a beauty, she does like a, what is it, pageant?
Yeah, beauty pageant.
And they wanted a way to make, oh man, the traffic outside must be crazy. There's some horns going off.
They going nuts.
No, but she does a beauty pageant, and they wanted a way for Homer to mess this up, but they couldn't think of it, so they were going to scrap the show. And then they changed it where, so in what happened in the show was she goes to a beauty pageant, and I should say that way more times.
Just go.
And they were like, there's a part in the sign-up sheet that says, "Do not write here," and Homer wrote, "Okay." in the space. So yeah, I absolutely love The Simpsons, and I'm so glad that I got to grow up watching that show. If you guys want more in-depth facts on that, Wizard and the Bruiser apparently.
Yes. Good.
Wikipedia, obviously, and then the book that I read was called The Springfield Confidential, and it's by Mike Reese. So it's a fantastic book, really interesting. Got into his career a lot. That was really interesting too. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, like one episode that stuck with me was
like, yeah. If you guys have any episodes you want to talk about.
When I was 9, I was watching The Simpsons a lot.
Yeah.
And I saw this one episode, and this was before I started really, developing.
Yeah.
And it was an episode about like the shops that make sex cakes.
I want to know why you said it like that though.
No, you'll understand.
Okay.
They make the sexy cakes, with shapes and stuff. And I was
like a penis cake.
Yeah. And I saw one of those, and I had a lot to realize that day. I was like, people be making cakes shaped like what I have?
How do they know what it looks like?
This was before anything was sexual to me.
Not that only women make cakes.
I got one of those, bruh. I was like, I got one of those. So then...
That's not what I thought.
I know. I just feel like somebody would have thought that.
So then I looked it up.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take this.
There are shops that make cakes like that.
Yeah.
Real intrigued by the picture.
Shout out Starship. Sponsor us. AdamandEve.com.
They are not a sponsor. Boy, I wish they were.
Yes.
Go ahead. Anybody have any Simpsons memories?
I'll say one of the things with Simpson that's always so strange is how they seem to be able to predict things.
Oh yeah,
like
they talk about that.
It's probably on accident.
It's funny they talk about that in the book, and he was like, "The Simpsons was created to make fun of the real world. So what happens in what happens in the real world would always come to the Simpsons, and it would be a joke, like the Trump thing. They talked about the Trump election a lot in the book, and he was like, but when in the real world, things that happened in The Simpsons happens, that's not a world I want to live in, but hey, here we are.
I know, because I saw that there was an episode that was before the iPod was even out.
Let me just clarify that I'm not getting into any political beliefs. This is just what they said in the book. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, like the iPod, I know in one episode was like in the early 90s, they had shown one of the characters with an iPod before the iPod was even a thing. Yeah. And then it was literally like a couple years later, then there was the iPod.
They talk, I mean, like legit, there's if you go on YouTube, you can just look up like Simpsons conspiracies, because people dive deep in, like, people truly believe that like Matt Groening has been to the future.
That's what I was going to say. Like they think that he's a time traveler and has come back with information.
And there's another thing too.
Chrononauts.
Chrononauts.
Dear God.
Yeah, no, Matt
producer.
Groening also likes to clarify a lot that he doesn't like being like the main face of the show because he would be nothing without all of his writers. So I
Right,
just wanted
they
to
all-
clarify
they
that.
all
Sounds
are
like a nice
fantastic.
guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy, it seems.
Yeah.
But anybody else have any episodes? No?
I never grew. I was too young to watch The Simpsons.
No, true.
So that's all.
I was
mean,
watching it on
Sahil's
my
younger than
iPod Touch like late at night after my
you.
parents went to bed.
Yeah, you saved up that $2 and bought it on iTunes.
No, I was pirating that. Are you kidding me?
I was the one buying them. Anyway, go ahead, Alex. You got your subject.
Yeah, I got my topic for this
go.
week. Okay, so my topic this week is avocados.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus
yes.
love
Christ.
avocados.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
It's getting real white.
All right.
in here.
Let me just go ahead.
Avocados are like a tropical fruit.
No, but
That's a
it's
white person
No,
thing.
it's
They
a
are, but-
white person
yeah.
thing.
I mean,
to
like,
eat.
And
as
I'm gonna
someone
get
who's-
into that. I'm gonna get into that. All right.
Morphed.
Okay. So it's like super trendy. You know, it's a trendy superfood because you know it's rich in fat and protein, omega-3 fatty acids. It's
Christ, what are
super
we doing?
super healthy. Don't worry. I'll get to it. Okay.
This is reminding me of episode 1 with Sahil's.
No,
Yep.
no. I
And
promise.
a little bit.
This
and the pre-run.
This is
And the
actually
pre-run.
this is actually
Chick-fil-A
interesting.
doesn't have like an avocado sandwich.
It's true.
Not yet.
It's coming, I'm sure. Go ahead.
That would be good though.
This is a little bit of a different take. Like I'm gonna start just explaining kind of the basics that everybody knows already. But
Jesus.
they're like mostly like it's very trendy. You know, people always post on Instagram. Avocado toast is like a huge like trendy dish now. You know, even though
Sahil
it's
got some history with that avocado toast.
same. I mean,
Oh,
I had
I sure
avocado
do.
toast this morning.
I've seen some artsy girls with them avocado tattoos. I'm like,
Let's.
girl.
He said, "Oh,
Okay. So lots of like environmentally aware people. That's a swishy quotes. People eat and post about them on Instagram because they believe like they're very
Sahil's
like
really finding this one funny."
environmentally aware.
In other words,
White.
white
All right,
people.
I got it. Sahil, just keep this. All right, fam. My boy dying over here. Ooh, my bad. Okay. So they're mostly grown in Mexico and Brazil and Peru, South Africa, but we also grow them here in the United States, in California and Florida.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and
Florida.
the word avocado is
Weird.
derived from the Aztec word for testicle because of their
Huh?
shape.
Really?
pea popping
Uh-huh.
over here. Pea popper Wilson.
But there are some like serious hard truths about the avocados, and this is where I get deep and this gets interesting.
This is the hard
okay?
facts.
The
final truth. It's the final truth.
breaking news.
the final truth.
Breaking news on the Medium Rare podcast. We got avocado facts.
Yes. Okay. So they're actually not very natural. They're as opposed to what many
What?
people would think.
What do you mean?
What?
They don't grow
No. Okay. Look.
on like trees or something.
They don't grow.
Pardon?
Okay.
You
So
heard it here first. Avocados are
Pardon?
actually rocks.
they're jeez. The reason they're not very natural is they're actually, you know, like a lot of our fruit and vegetables, they're genetically modified to be bigger, have more meat. Actually, like the first avocado was like a rock in the pit, took up most of that, so there was just a little thin layer of avocado.
Just like wet grass
Right.
paste.
No,
That's
they
what
looked
an
like
avocado
rocks basically.
Oh.
But so there's some serious problems with it. It's because they're really causing like deforestation in areas like Brazil and Mexico, even California and Florida. Because
Avocados are?
yes, because what they're
dangerous.
what they're doing, they have to do is they have to cut fields and fields of already trees because that's healthy soil to cut down these forests to then plant avocado trees that you can't have like animals live in, or you know they are all constantly spraying pesticides all over the place, and also
You heard that, hipsters?
that's right.
Bruh,
I
Take
mean,
that.
It's literally like you win some, you lose some. Have you tried like the Chick-fil-A's avocado dressing?
Yeah, that's some good
bussin',
stuff.
bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Like-
Now, in full
What's
disclosure,
he saying, Dan?
Fuck the trees.
There we go. That's why I
used it.
saved that F-bomb for you. I saved it for that.
Wowee.
okay.
Wowie.
Okay, so full disclosure, I love avocados. I eat them constantly. I'm not banging them. I'm just saying there are definitely some hard truths about it, and it's kind of just.
You're doing what to them?
Pardon?
I meant to say I'm not knocking them.
So he'll like just say everything collected. Everything came to his head.
But
Banging them.
So after they clear out these forests, they have to plant these trees, and they take years, sometimes even decades, before they can even produce fruit to actually be harvested. And they take one avocado takes over 130 gallons of water to produce. One plant takes 130 gallons to produce one avocado.
So are they like regrowing these avocados in the same field?
Yeah, but they're constantly spreading, so they're cutting down more and more forests to plant
It
these.
takes so long to grow an avocado and takes so many resources, so they have to keep planting more and more trees. So they're like, you can't have them in like a dense area.
I see why
They
they're.
take a lot of space.
You also have to think that like in Mexico, there's like they're very like almost they're struggling. They're heading towards a water shortage basically, and a lot of these areas. These avocado plantations are threatening water shortages for the entire country / like their little ecosystem.
Bro, they got water on both sides of that country. How they run out of water?
Yeah, but that's
That's a
salt
joke.
water.
I'm educated.
Okay,
I swear.
I'm glad you clarified because I was about to just be like Rose City right here.
Every good
educated.
joke deserves an explanation, you know?
It's so the avocado tree is actually one of the most thirsty plants that's readily available to
Them
us.
boys thirsty.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. But they're not an environmentally or economically stable fruit
Oh, wow.
because
So they're bad.
well they're bad for the environment, but they're tasty to us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's all
I don't
that
care.
matters.
I'm
If
still gonna keep
anybody
eating
knows
them.
anything about America, is that we'll do whatever it takes to keep destroying the planet.
That's
Am I
right.
right?
We're not even here for that long, so like that's my grandson's problem.
Wow.
That's what the baby boomers thought too.
Unsubscribed.
Now look at us.
Now look
No,
at
but
us.
that whole generation.
No,
is
no,
interesting.
no,
Whoa, we're not gonna knock them
That whole
We're not
generation
or bang them.
left a lot of problems for me.
Jeez. Can we get through this avocado?
That's it. I'm
conversation?
done. I'm
Thank
wrapped up.
God.
There's a good
I like that though.
Let me just say,
That's a little informative.
yeah. I just want to say my reference is The Terrifying Truth About Avocados. It's a great
sounds
documentary by Facts and Motion.
That sounds spooky. I don't like that.
Avocados are scary.
Wow, that sounds spooky.
The terrifying truth. Of
It was actually a really
avocados.
good documentary. It's interesting, but they also are like, yeah, we're still going to eat avocados, but check this out. And it's kind of like an FU to environmentalist people.
Is it like blood diamonds, but it's like blood avocado?
Yes.
Kind of like that.
Yes.
Oh man, the Leonardo DiCaprio gonna have to make a movie about avocados.
Avocados.
now.
How was his accent in that movie? He's like, don't the Cheney, huh? Are you crazy? Them government troops. Are you crazy?
Go ahead, Sil.
The government troop.
Oh, my turn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be talking about Lil Uzi,
Hey.
also known as Lil On-Site Uzi.
Oh.
Hey.
Is he?
Hey.
Yeah, definitely.
So Dan, Lil Uzi is he's a.
Oh no!
he's a-
I got it.
Okay.
In depth.
Dan's
Okay, all
Dan's
right.
whole demeanor
Yeah,
changed.
Lil Uzi, also who was born as Samir Woods
Okay.
in 1994 in
You wouldn't
Philadelphia.
want to call them Lil Woods, I guess.
Oh God! Got him, Lord!
I'm so glad Dan's here for this one.
Pretend like he ain't just say that.
Lil.
What?
Okay. I'm just gonna start reading. He was listening to Marilyn Manson, Paramore, My Chemical Romance, and All American Rejects.
That sounds like
Hey, that's a good selection. Of,
Dude, have you
Stuff
seen him?
Stuff Dan knows.
Have you seen Lil Uzi though?
He's like a demonic-looking
Yeah.
fellow.
Yes.
a
Appreciate
tiny.
you.
He looks like the kind of guy that you'd see at every one of those concerts.
very sexy.
He looks like he'd be working at like Forever 21 or Hot Topic for sure.
100%.
That's a good. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely agreeable.
Oh, he's black also, just to clarify. Like because I did say Hot Topic, and you know,
I'm glad you got that racist.
you know what
gun
be
over there.
happening there.
What do be happening there?
So he started
It's
rapping when
not
he was
black people that work there. Is what
Oh.
Sid's trying to say.
Yeah,
Understood.
there's not many that work there.
Not many.
He was rapping in 10th grade after hearing a classmate rap over a Chris Brown beat.
Hey,
Chris
Wow.
Brown beat.
What is that like an extra extra
Chris
gum?
Brown
Did you mean to do that?
The spearmint
No.
commercial?
No, just some
You don't remember
instrumental.
that one?
Yeah. Oh,
Did you
no.
mean to make that
It was
joke
on The
though?
Office when Jim and Pam get married.
Oh yeah,
That song, yeah.
that song. No, not that song. Not,
Oh.
And then
Spoiler alert for The Office.
so him and that friend ended up making a group called Steak Town. And
Alright.
he honestly
Medium rare.
he admits that he was rapping for money. Like he needed the money, and that's why he was rapping.
Yeah.
He dropped out of school and seeked full-time employment at Bottom Dollar, which is like Dollar General. Quit
Alright.
within a week.
So he
Then
didn't get
got-
a paycheck.
No, he didn't. He probably got
Didn't
one
get
2
a
weeks
paycheck.
later.
I'm not getting paid enough. I'm gonna go be a rapper.
No, listen. Guys, like, I didn't know much about Lil Uzi. Like, I like him, but I didn't know much. Like, this is kind of funny. Like,
I like this.
He got kicked out of his mom's place, and that's why he got his first tattoo, the word faith, under his hairline. Which that provoked him to taking his rap career a lot more seriously.
When you say under his hairline, do you mean like?
Yeah, right there.
Not
Like-
your hairline, Dan.
Why you gotta do that like this?
I mean, like on his forehead, or like if he shaved his hair back, it would be right there under where his
It'd be
hairline
like
is.
right
Talk
here
shit about
for
me
you.
all the time.
Okay.
You can handle it.
All right.
God, so
Dan, I love you, dude. I'm sorry.
he started
love
rapping
cherish
under
you.
the name Vert, like a vertical jump, because that was a big leap
He had none.
getting into the rap world. But then someone said his flow is like a fast machine gun. That's why he's Lil Uzi Vert now. Dropped his first project, caught the attention of ASAP Yams, the late rapper. Big deal.
Rest in peace.
Part of ASAP Mob.
I like yams.
Oh, he literally means yams.
Yeah, I'm glad that Dan had that.
That's
to
not what
say.
his name means.
It might.
He might. I don't know.
Ask him.
I thought Dan
Ask
literally
him.
meant like,
Let's go
oh man,
find him."
I love Lil Yams, but he
He
just
dead, bro.
he
ASAP
needs sweet
Yams.
potatoes.
We might do an episode just on Lil Yams.
Rip.
ASAP.
ASAP
Nobody
Yams.
was
Oh,
interested
God.
in
I was
that.
like,
Lil Yams-
he
Lil
dead,
Yams is
bro.
the
Let's
thing.
put some respect on his name.
All right,
Rip,
all
rip,
right.
rip, rip.
He deserves an episode.
Love and
So
cherish.
then he shouted Uzi out. Uzi's career kind of jump started. Got signed to the Academy label, and then dropped his first tape. And then he released Money Longer on the same day as ASAP Yam's
That's a good
funeral
one.
concert. That really put him on like the mainstream wave, and like his song was so lit that he was performing at SXSW, and a riot broke out.
That's South by
Are
Southwest.
you
Well, see, you
are
know what,
laughing? Hold on. Are you laughing because Sahil didn't use lit ironically?
I'm laughing, yes, but also I'm laughing because I wonder if Dan knows what lit means.
I think
we
he
talk
does.
about that
He knows
last
what
week?
lit
We didn't.
means.
We'll save that one.
He knows
say-
that one.
We'll
He
teach
knows-
you that one for
like
your
it's
special.
on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll save that
well,
one. Yeah.
Kinda. Well,
Kinda.
yeah, we're gonna get. I meant no. Like,
Said his
let's not
song was
talk about
lit.
it.
So he
Yeah,
was
But
like,
that Money
Poppin'.
Longer.
It's popping.
It do not matter.
Well, you know that
Like a
song.
campfire.
Good job, Dan.
That song
love
has
you
made
so
a
much,
comeback. That song made a comeback with Harry the. Wasn't it Harry the Alien meme?
Popping.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm talking to Alex. I didn't hear what you
I-
said.
That Money Longer. The beginning
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
song
yeah.
is back now because of that Harry the Alien meme where he's like the silver robot.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Money Longer. at
Got
the
you,
beginning.
got you, got you.
Yes.
You
Go
wouldn't have
listen
known
to it.
about it if it weren't for
I
that
really
meme.
wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known about that song unless I saw that meme and then found out that's what it was. And
Well,
now
it's a
I
good
like the
song,
song.
Tucker's gonna meme his way into
Oh,
success, guys.
So basically, he was on the 2016 XXL freshman list. Dropped a tape. Dropped a tape with Gucci. His legal issues: he was riding a dirt bike recklessly in Atlanta.
I mean, he's pretty
Hey, shout out,
tame
Abe.
compared to most, right? Am I wrong?
No. He's they call him on site for a reason, bro. He punched Reese LaFleur in the face.
Well,
at,
I'm saying he doesn't kill people at a Chick-fil-A.
no, not TK.
Okay.
TK is a different story, bro.
Yeah,
Rest
no,
in
I know
peace.
that. I'm just
Free
saying.
my boy.
And then
Oh, please don't.
he also has beef with Rich the Kid, who he used to be best friends with.
Yeah.
Tried to punch him at a Starbucks. Shout out Starbucks.
Shout out Starbucks. You got one right there.
And yep, I do.
Sponsor, please.
And then basically he's dropping a new tape soon. That's what we're all looking forward to. Some
All
fun
of
facts
us.
about him.
Everyone here is
Oh,
looking forward to
Can
it.
I just
am.
comment on just quickly
Yeah,
comment on the new album? Okay, so he fell under a bunch of controversy about that new album art because he's literally ripping off what is it, the Children of God
Oh,
cult?
yeah. They talk
That's
about that on H3.
Really interesting. And
The Children of God.
If you
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at
No, I
the
know.
Children of God's banner, and then and there's only 2 of them left, by the way,
And they
'cause
still run the
all
website.
Died, and we could get into that at some point.
Was that?
Yeah.
I thought it was Heaven's Gate. I thought that was
Heaven's Gate. I'm so
Heaven's
sorry.
Gate.
Children of God so much more
oh
messed
yeah,
up.
Heaven's
Sorry.
Gate.
Yeah, Dan knows all about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were looking at me like you are so wrong.
Well, it was like there's definitely a lot more than 2 Children of God left.
No,
Yeah, that was my
there
mistake.
is. By the way, I found
Thousands
out
of
that
them.
Joaquin Phoenix was
Yes,
part of Children
and-
of God. Hold on,
and River Phoenix.
Hold on, yeah, their whole family. That makes so much sense. So anyway,
ahead.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah, if you look at their banner and you look at the
Eternal
album
Take.
cover,
Yeah.
it looks exactly the
Well,
same.
that was intentionally, but they did threaten to sue if he didn't change it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I did think that was an interesting take because he's, taking.
That was the one with Lord Rael and all that, right?
Yes.
I think so, yeah. He's 5'4". His grandma was the only one that believed in his rap career.
What's up, man? Shout
Started
out to
rap-
all the nanas out
On
there.
God.
My
I love
nana,
you,
my nana actually
crib.
watches our show, unfortunately,
Oh,
because
God.
she didn't really like it that
I
much.
am so
but
sorry.
What's up,
we
Nana?
love you, Nana. I love you so much.
I love you, Nana.
Started rapping for money. A teenager in May of 2017 in California threatened to shoot up his school if he didn't drop his album soon.
That's important.
Drop it.
And the reason he got his facial tattoo is so he wouldn't go fall back into jobs. So he had to jump into the rap
Yeah,
career.
that's pretty.
It's a good way to motivate yourself.
I mean, it's weird.
That's bold.
Yeah, that is.
That's
And
interesting.
I'm not into the face tattoos, but
am.
Neither am I.
But
am.
if you got them, that's cool. But I think that's a super cool
Playboi Carti was like-
backstory on having a face
Me
tattoo.
too.
He's like, I
I
don't
like
want
that.
any.
I like that.
Yeah, and then the last thing is he loves Marilyn Manson. Would die for him. He said, "quote He's my father. He's like God for me. I'll leave the earth for this man."
Hey, did you guys know that Marilyn Manson removed a rib so that he could suck his
Oh,
own?
right.
Yeah,
That's
woo!
That
like,
thing
that's
back
like
in
an
middle school?
urban legend.
It really, it's like folklore.
Wait, I heard that in middle school too. Is it?
Everybody did, dude.
Yeah,
that was
that's-
the biggest. Apparently, for some reason, that was the biggest deal in middle school. It was like, did you know that he could suck his own pee-pee?
That's pretty cool.
Because everyone else wanted
I
to.
wonder if they're still telling that story in middle schools to this day.
Imagine doing it after brushing your teeth. That should be spicy.
Okay.
That's a little much on that one.
Imagine us moving on to Tucker's topic.
Okay, so for mine, I'm glad no one took it.
Yeah, Tucker
didn't
has
think-
not stopped telling us how random his topic is. So
It's,
can't wait
it's
to
kooky. It's kooky random. Okay, so
Quick side note.
okay,
To wrap it up after his subject.
Okay, we will.
okay. So does anyone know what today is?
No.
Sunday.
No, like
Today is
anything like with
September
September 9th.
9th.
Oh, it is
Does anyone
September
know? Anyone know what?
Two
Special
days
day.
My
Yeah,
before
dad's
September
birthday,
11th.
dude.
Well, your dad's
It's
birthday
my
too.
dad's
It's
birthday.
also the
How did
day
you
that the
know?
9/11 guys
I did.
flew in.
I did think on your
Tucker's
dad.
subject is my dad.
Okay, so today it's kind of dumb. Don't laugh.
Okay.
Okay, laugh. But
Okay.
I did National Teddy Bear Day.
Oh no.
A little history lesson for today. Because I was just
We're
trying
gonna
to
get
figure out
into
what
Teddy
we-
Roosevelt because he's like one of my heroes.
Yeah, it is about Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh shoot.
Rip.
So I just wanted to
Rip for sure.
kind of explain the story behind the teddy bear because I actually didn't. I always knew that it was about Teddy Roosevelt, but I didn't know the whole story behind it. So I looked into it, and so basically how this happened was Teddy Roosevelt, after a union argument with the mine workers of America, decided to go on vacation.
They're just
after-
like, I'm done.
He finished
we
it
did
up.
We did a good
They
job.
got it. They got
I've
a
been there.
deal done. He helped them get it all done, and he was just like, "I'm gonna go on vacation." So the governor of Mississippi, who is Andrew Longino,
Bless you.
invited him to
Longino.
come vacation in Mississippi. Don't know why, but he just did
Yeah, hold on, they went on vacation
to Mississippi. Well, let me get into
Yeah,
why.
Great vacation.
So
spot.
the plan was to go on a 10-day hunting
Mississippi,
excursion in Mississippi, in their swamp and forest areas of Onward, Mississippi, which is 30 miles south of Vicksburg.
Can you say that again?
Say
That's
that
how
one
they
more
say
time.
it, right? Vicksburg.
Okay.
Are you a native?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes.
they went there and they set up camp with trappers, horses, tents, supplies. They had 50 hunting dogs. Don't know why they needed that many. And then journalists that were there too.
They have 50 hunting dogs. So
50 hunting dogs and journalists tagged
So
along
to
as
go
well.
back
Trying to
my,
make it easy.
To go back to my subject, it's like Mr. Burns, where he would say, "Release the hounds."
Yes.
Dude, I would do that if I had 50 hunting dogs and somebody was in my house.
But
What's
so-
a trapper?
Am I wrong?
I guess someone that helps them trap the animals.
You didn't like that comment at
So
all.
they weren't doing real
Love you.
hunting.
Well, no, they were. Well, I'll get into why the teddy. It's just a good story as to why the teddy bear was made is because of hunting in a way. But the main source they were trying to hunt were bears, of course, which leads to the teddy bear. But supposedly, when he had one of the other people that came with him was a former slave named Holt Collier, and he was going to be used as their guide. And supposedly, he killed over 3,000 bears in his lifetime. That's a lot of bears to kill.
Why did you? Hold on. No, I lost you at Holt. What is his name?
Holt Collier.
Yeah, I lost you there because I was just thinking, man, that guy fucks, dude. That's
on God.
That name just screams big dick energy, bro.
But so Holt,
on Crip, on Moms.
So Holt, was their guide for the whole trip down in Mississippi, and the president was very impatient with wanting to go out and hunt because they were just going to go out there for 10 days, so they were going to take their time. But Teddy Roosevelt said, "No, I want to hunt a bear now." So
with his bare hands,
he wanted to get one real fast, so they had to track a bear within the first day.
I don't know what bear hands look like.
I know. Sorry, we're interrupting Tucker, dude.
Yes.
Continue.
So they had to track a bear within the first day. So Collier was actually able to find one and trapped it, against a tree where he hit it upside the skull with his rifle.
Okay.
And he got it to stop. Somehow he got it to stop, and he tied it up against a tree. Wow. And then when Roosevelt, whenever he arrived, they were like, "Oh, let the president shoot it." And he was like, "No, like I will not shoot a bear that is tied up on the tree. It's unsportsmanlike." So news of his
he's just like, I want to kill it in the wild.
That's really
like the most dangerous game.
That's what he said. That's what he wanted him to untie it so that he could do it.
This is why I love him so much, dude.
Respect.
Bless this
So the news of him, like his compassion, I guess, for not killing him while he was chained up and just instead of just killing him. Instead of just killing him in the wild, instead of tying him up and killing him, it got to the Washington Post, and they made a drawing of him, which is the one that's most known of
just
him.
Ripped and chiseled.
He's in his Rough Rider suit. So he's got his Rough Rider suit and his hat, and it's like, this is drawing the line in Mississippi, and he's like, I will not shoot him. And you see like this little bitty bear that kind of looks like Mickey Mouse, kind of tied up, and then Holt. He's kind of I think it's Holt. You still see him like holding on to him.
Bro, I picture like an old Renaissance painting of a giant, just ripped up Teddy Roosevelt holding a bear, like opening its jaw with his bare hands.
Like everything Vladimir Putin wants to be.
Oh,
yes.
Dude.
Really?
That's
when
exactly what Teddy Roosevelt was.
Though, I think of Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I do too, but
because of
Robin
Museum.
Williams.
If you know me at all, Robin Williams is the closest person to my heart. So
absolutely, rest in peace. You are
I
loved
think of
and
him as a
missed.
god. So,
but so with that whole situation, that created the cartoon, and then in New York there was a candy store owner that saw it and decided like, hey, I'm gonna make a teddy bear, just based off of that drawing or off the cartoon. So he decided to make it just for shits and giggles, really. He just made it just to make it. And then people were actually wanting to buy them. So he was like, oh shit, I can make money off of making these bears. Yeah. So he started making a lot more bears. And then eventually he got a little, what's the word I'm looking like, paranoid. Because he thought for some reason that because it was with the president that he can't make a bear toy.
Government.
So then he called him. He actually sent.
He just called the president.
He sent a letter and with the bear with it, and then said like, here, like this is what I made. Like, do you care if we use the name Teddy Bear?
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, he probably just thought that the name would have been an issue or something.
And he was like, okay, that's fine. I mean, that's why it's known as the Teddy Bear.
I feel like he's like, yes. That is
Name it after me. But okay, so here's a little fun, not really very fun. It's kind of tragic fact about that bear.
Those are my favorite.
Okay, so it was tied up, right? And he didn't want to kill it, so I really don't even know if Teddy Roosevelt actually ended up killing a bear himself. But so they just untied him, and the bear ran into the water, and then Holt went into the water and slit its throat. And he killed the bear.
Holt did?
Bless you, Holt.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Holt. Dude.
BDE. BDE.
BDE. I don't condone animal abuse. I'm just saying Holt That's big dick.
He is
big
pretty
dick energy,
badass.
bro.
Copy
Nothing
that.
says big dick energy like running into a stream of water and slitting the throat of a bear, dude.
Right. Okay.
I would
just
never
to,
do that, and I love bears and I love the environment and animals, but I'm just saying.
To finish it up, just the last little fact about it. The original bear, though, is still around today. You can go to the Smithsonian Museum, and they still have it set up in its case now. To
Very
this day.
cool.
Yeah.
The bear?
But like the teddy bear, not the actual bear.
Wait,
the
Teddy
bear.
Roosevelt?
Got Holt's bear and put it in
Just like bloody, just rotting flesh.
They have like a statue of Holt just on it, and everybody thought it was Teddy Roosevelt. It's like the picture of Teddy Roosevelt that I have in my head, but instead it's just Holt holding the bear's head up. So brutal, dude.
But and then I have
Smithsonian.
I have a picture for it. I don't really know how well it'll show up on the camera, but I'll let you guys look at it. But this is like the original.
Oh, very
picture of
cool.
it.
Yeah, it does look like Mickey Mouse.
Also, if you do ever want
Here
to call
comes
the
our
White
producer
House,
Jesse. He'll
the
show
number
you guys.
is
Hey, Jesse.
202-456-1111. So
I'm sorry, what?
And I got all of my information from the Smithsonian Museum website.
What did Sale just say?
Dude, Sill's just spouting out
But-
numbers.
that's
Yeah.
the White House number.
Oh,
Yeah, if you.
So happy National
Sometimes
Teddy
you
Bear
get
Day.
pasture.
All right, well, our stream has been shut down.
yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Thanks for joining us today. I'm again your host, Brett Owens. You find me on Brett_Owens. Follow us on Instagram, the Medium Rare Podcast, right?
Mhm.
And then our Facebook page as well. Go on there. Give us some questions if you want. We'll post plenty of stuff about that. You guys go ahead and tell us your handles, and we'll get out of here.
I'm Alex at Alex Has a Cannon on everything. Also, follow All the Rest Music on Instagram. They did our jingle. Great guys. Appreciate you.
Social media list, Dan. And I'm Sahil at Sahil.76 on Instagram.
I'm Tucker Moss at Good Old Tuck. That is OLE Tuck. All together. I just have to specify that. And you can also add me on Xbox at TuckTuck86.
Kyle Kahn, thank you for letting us use your studio. All the rest, guys, thank you for the music. And once again,
Bless you. We love you.
Big energy.
Love you.